Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to another 3v3 fastest map on StarCraft Brood Wars Remastered. We're getting down to the last few replays, so as I say that, if you play StarCraft 3v3 fastest map or any of these fastest maps and you have good replays, please get in touch with me or leave a comment or just send me a message of some kind and get them my way, because I would love to have a little bit more of an archive, because my archive, which was over 100 and I believe 20 or 130 replays, is now down to the last 10 or so. So really getting down to the last few. So today we're going to jump into number 75. This is from June 11th of 2021. So more than, what is that, 4 years ago. 11-minute game. This is one that I was not in. We've got 3 Terrans, 2 Zerg, and only 1 Protoss. Let's go ahead and jump in and see what we've got in this one. Alright, for the teams. Team number 1, starting in the bottom right corner, we've got Moyes CC, the blue Zerg. Then all the way in the top right corner, we've got Ting Tong, the pink Terran. And then over in the middle left, we've got Arthagus, the orange Terran. So Terran, Zerg for team number 1. Let's take a look at team number 2 in the top left corner. We've got Sarge 8888, the red Terran. And then all the way in the bottom corner, we've got Valorant, the sort of, we call that tan, I guess, the tan Zerg. And then in the middle right, we've got Guasena, the sort of powder blue Protoss. So Protoss, Zerg, Terran for team number 2. So we've got a little bit of everything on that team. And the other team is Terran, Zerg, I believe. No, Terran, Protoss. Okay. No, Terran, Zerg. Yeah. Interesting. So we'll see what happens in this one as we check out this guy as he starts his build. Let's go ahead and check out the APM as we see Sarge, the guy in the top right corner, is up at about 110 APM, and Valorant down in the bottom left corner is about 110 as well. And then actually, this blue Zerg is pretty close to 110 as well. So actually pretty high APMs across the board. Looks like team number 2 is a little bit quicker on the draw, so we'd say maybe they have the advantage, but we'll see what happens. Alright, so we see a barracks at base, we see a barracks at the front for red. We see a wall off coming in from orange. Looks like they're leaving that little bit open for the bunker. Blue building outside of yellow's or orange's base right away. Here's some gas going right away from orange, so that's good. He's going to need that. Valorant here doing a pretty standard Zerg opening. He's got a couple of hatcheries. He's got the creep colony. Looks like this could be another hatchery. It is. So getting a little bit greedy down there, but sometimes you can in those corners. People don't always look to attack those corners all the time, and sometimes you can sit down there and just macro up. Very similar starting build from blue down here. Here we go. We've got blue with a couple of cannons out front to sort of have a fallback for the zealots. He's getting tanks right away, so that's gonna make this really hard. All right, here is looks like blue really putting some pressure on pink here. Let's see what Ting Tong can do to protect himself. He's trying to get a factory up, but in the meantime, more zealots are going to be coming. Here comes an assault on orange. I actually really like this, just build a pylon with a few cannons to have as a backup, and then have units come in. And look, Ting Tong just taps out. He says, I'm going to lose to this. What a play here by, who's this guy? Senza? Sienna? Sania? Guasenia. Really, really beautiful opening here. Has a couple of cannons back at his base. and getting a few gateways now. But everything else has been having these cannons. Look, he just destroys the wall in. A few Marines can just come in and do this. He's trying to get a tank out with siege, but it's not going to be fast enough. Again, that's why I think Red was smart to build a bunker, a barracks back here, and then a barracks up front if you want to build something up front. If you rely everything on that front defense, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. All right, so Red. Oh no, they do let the tank come out, so that's going to be a little bit of a problem. Here comes the missile turret as well. Alright, so now blue, or powder blue, I guess, goes down and sees what blue's working with. I think he's just deciding to say, let's just go for this. Zealot's just moving, trying to move through everything. This guy focusing down the bunkers. This guy leaves the game as well, so good job just pushing through that front defense. Even with the tank out, the guy just knew that it wasn't going to be too long before he goes down. What a job by Red and Powder Blue. This is just amazing. So now it's basically a 3v1. So it's going all up to this blue character down here. Now he's got a ton of sunken colonies. He's invested more in defense than anything else. He's got 4 hatcheries. He's macroing up, sort of preparing himself for what's to come. But is he sneaking the... Yeah, we see the Hydralis. No, that's a lair down there. So no Hydralis down, so I don't know what he's defending himself with when the army comes for him. In the meantime, this guy, pretty similar build. He's going a little bit heavier on the evolution chambers, a little less heavy on the sunkens. Doesn't really have to worry about defense right now, like this guy does. Really investing a lot in this defense. Here come the Hydralis dens. And evolution chamber. So not much of an army for red and blue, so I think a few Zerglings taking out that tank could really just sort of take all of this out. But he's going to have to get some units. Alright, here comes some Hydralisks. Let's see what kind of hold this guy has. Alright, here come more Sunkens. Alright, this guy's setting himself up with the tank. These Hydralisks are trying to get themselves in order. Alright, so we'll speed this up to see what blue does. Alright, so here he comes up. Really strategically going after the tank. Really nice job to pick it off. Really good job by blue. He saved a couple of the Hydralisks. He's got a few of them out. He's waiting for some upgrades to come in. You see he's getting them going. And it's just like a couple of tanks, a couple of Zealots, and some Marines. It's something that he could break if he really pushed. And again, focusing down that tank, those Zealots are just out to lunch because I think Blue's trying to get himself up and going. So here's Blue pushing Red out. Pushing Powder Blue out. I think these Zealots are really going to be what makes the difference here. And he smartly just sucks those Zealots into the Sunkens so he can save as many Hydralisks as possible for the upcoming battle. Here comes Tan sort of setting up the vision around his base. The way they're playing is so systematic here. Red knowing he doesn't have to do too much more than that. Building up over here. This guy's continuing to just macro up like a monster. Alright, so we'll speed this up a little bit because we know it's just going to be a big assault on blue. We're going to see what kind of hold he can do. Alright, so Blue's sort of positioning himself. He's got some lurkers now. He's getting a few defense hatcheries up front. In the meantime, you know, Blue not doing really too much. He's got these gateways. But unless I'm missing something, I'm not seeing too much. He's sort of defending himself. Here are more lurkers here. This guy's finally getting a Mutilus army together. Looks like he's probably going to get Guardians. Unless he just wants to move right across the map over here. We'll see what he wants to do with these. Oh, he just decides to go right in. Probably go after the main base. Yep, that's what he does. That is a bummer. So Mutilus will be what ends the day. So he really gets all these lurkers out right at the wrong time. He was preparing for the assault at the front. And unfortunately wasn't ready for this assault. Valorant just did whatever he wanted that whole game. He did not have to worry about a thing. And here comes some scouts to take out all of the overlords. This guy must be so upset because he really set himself up really, really nicely. Look, he's taking out all of those units down there. He's getting all of his hatcheries up here. He's just about to just explode. And then that's all she wrote. Pretty impressive performance across the board there. I thought Blue held very well at the end there. But I really thought that this guy right here... Oh, he has all of these starports up here. That's what he's doing. So I was wondering where all his units were. This guy really did a good job with setting up an early pylon with just a few cannons, not too much money. He did it here and here, and it just helps support whatever kind of small force you want to pressure with, and it just keeps pressure on these guys. And he just pressured both of those guys into leaving. And Red only contributed a few Marines early on, and that was all it took to take out Orange. And then as good as Blue was playing, he was able to hold against these two guys, but not against Tan, and Tan was just doing whatever he wanted. So, pretty good game there. But yeah, thanks for joining me. It's a quick little one there for you. Like I said, I only have a few replays to go, so I'm going to try to get those done over the next couple of weeks. I'm also getting ready to move, so I might sort of space those out a little bit more than usual. But again, if you have any replays that you have played and think are great, like, please get in contact with me and send them my way, because I'm looking for some more. But other than that, have a great week, and I will catch you on the next replay.